There we go. All right. Hello, everybody. How's it going out there in YouTube world? Great to connect with you guys. I'm here with a friend of mine, Ian. Ian Hayes is his name, and I am Ian Myers. Good to be with you guys. We wanted to share a video with you. I'm here in Ian's home in North Miami North Miami Beach, and he's invited me down here to do a little bit of work together. We're kind of planning some new exciting upcoming things, but the purpose today with this video, we're going to talk with you guys for about 10 to 15 minutes. That's kind of what our goal is, and what we want to do is really dive in. I have some questions for Ian that I'd love for him to share with you guys about some of the things that he's up to, as well as some of the impacts of some of the things that we've worked on together, and let him share with you guys a little bit about what he's up to and some of the things that have helped him, some of the things that I've shared with him that have helped him kind of have some good results. So we're gonna jump in here and just have some fun here talking with you guys. This is my good friend Ian Hayes, and thanks for being here. Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for coming down. It's been a pleasure. We've been here together for about a week, and we met online, or I guess remotely, about 6 months ago.
Craigslist Personals.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. We just met for the first time in person about a week ago, and we've been spending the last several days kind of digging in a little bit deeper to some of the material that he knows and some of the material that I know, and just sharing the knowledge, and we're excited to share that with you guys, and yeah, that's why we're here to talk about it. Absolutely. So a little bit of, just to give you guys some information. So about, I don't know, 8 months ago, or maybe 10 months ago or something like that, last year sometime, we started talking and working together. Ian found some information from Dr. Robert Morse, who's kind of a mentor for both of us, and he reached out, and we had a really great conversation, and he had just kind of done some detoxifying of the body and some healing on himself, and I'll let him share a little bit about what he did there. And we actually decided to do a little bit of work together, and then he participated on a 7-day reset cleanse, which is a raw living food challenge that I crafted last year. And we had about 100 people do it in a matter of just a couple of months, in about 3 months, I think. And it was a very successful and fun and educating program that quite a few people that participated, probably a good 85-90% of people that participated full out, received some really powerful shifts and transformations in their lives, whether they lost weight or they improved their digestion, or overcame acid reflux and came off medications. There was just a lot of really remarkable things that happened in a short 7-day window. And Ian actually was participated on, I think, the third or the fourth one that we did last year, and was also able to on a couple of our calls, he shared some information about spirituality, which really got my attention, and he shared a little bit on the use of psychoactive plants and some other information that really piqued my interest. So we reached out after the reset was over, and we had some more conversations about some of these spirituality and how we could possibly work together. And so before we jump into some of that, I just wanted you to share a little bit about, he's been on this path now for how long? With vegan or plant-based and raw?
Well, I'd say I've been on the path for a long time, but as far as raw diet and really committing to basically the program that is set up in the reset, I would say almost a year now. And you mentioned spirituality, which is kind of an interesting backdoor that I came into this. And I'm not crazy about the word spirituality. It's kind of like the word God. People bring a lot of baggage to the table when they think about that. So it just happens to be something that's associated with some of the knowledge that I know. And basically that knowledge is how to get your body functioning in an optimal performance, and basically how to raise your awareness, your connectivity, to your environment and to basically start to develop certain abilities that you probably didn't think actually existed. So I've been able to experiment a lot in ways that I haven't heard other people experimenting, specifically with entheogenic or psychoactive plants, and kind of combining that with various things that I've just tried out and certain ancient knowledge that I believe has been intentionally or maybe not intentionally suppressed and lost. And it's really changed my life dramatically in just such a profound way, and opened me up a lot, and allowed me to, I would say, come out of my box or my shell and just get a peek behind the curtain and understand really what's going on in the interface of life of which we live. Because unfortunately, most people, they just have no clue. And when you do get a peek at that, it's so amazing that you just want to run out and call everybody you know and share that with them. But the process of doing that makes you sound like a complete crazy person. So I've been trying to figure out over the past few years, how can I actually make this palatable to our generation, to what's going on in today's world, and kind of modernize teachings that have been with us for a very, very long time and that are lost. And these ancient cultures knew tremendous things that we no longer have access to, and I want to try to bring that back one little piece of information at a time. So kind of getting back to the diet, the backdoor way that I came into this was being able to function in a very high frequency vibrational energy and really expanded consciousness. One of the things that I really started to experiment with was food, and trying to understand how the body functions on certain foods. And when you are operating at such a high frequency, your ability to feel certain things in your body, the way that they function, is really amazing. Most people have never, and unfortunately will never, experience this, but to actually take the bite of fruit for the first time and feel it working its way through your body in an electrical manner.
Like the electromagnetic energy that just goes through the body and is like, yeah, it's a pretty magical experience. And can you maybe even relate to them? I know I certainly can, like the difference of eating more of the standard American diet, or even cooked, like rice and heavier foods like that, versus eating fully raw.
Sure,
you know?
Absolutely, and that's another thing that I experimented with, was basically, going into grocery stores in such a certain frequency, which is really interesting. But you go through and all of your senses are enhanced. So your smell, your sight, just the way that you feel things, it's all much more. It's just HD. So I started to experiment with eating raw, eating cooked vegetables, and various levels of food, and I could very, very much tell the difference of how you begin to lower yourself, or how you be able to increase yourself as far as your consciousness and your awareness.
Like you feel just more elevated, more of a
Exactly.
like an elevated,
Frequency.
it's just a higher vibration.
Exactly, and all of this is measurable electrically. So, so that's what I want to do. I want to figure out how we can bring this to science, and how can we actually measure these mystical experiences that people have been talking about for ages, and really bring it to our generation. So angstroms is a frequency on the electromagnetic scale, and basically the body operates around 6,500 angstroms, and most of the food that we eat is a lot lower than that. So when
Like standard American diet food.
Not us now, but in society.
Fruits and veggies, however, are different.
They're around like 8,000 angstroms, I believe.
8,000, and we are naturally around 6,500.
So when you start eating solely high electrically measured food, that vibration starts to raise in your body, and as you clean out your body even more, and you start to have this frequency rise up, your sensitivity that I was talking about, of being able to experience things in HD, that becomes your new platform of how you raise yourself up. So, so it's something I've been able to feel very intuitively, but also just very, I don't know, it's just just like touch. I mean, the way that you feel things, the way
Sure.
that your emotions are, it all, it's all tied into your consciousness, and it's just a way of being happy, basically, and kind of having the ability to have your machine run on a cleaner, efficient fuel.
Sure.
So
And the more that we get in, like the higher vibrational fruit or foods like fruits and vegetables. These fruits and vegetables are high water content foods that carry electromagnetic energy. That the higher the food grows to the sun, the more energy it gives to us. Like, so the fruits are obviously going to be a lot more energetic and experience. But they also can be certain foods like lemons and grapes and oranges and watermelon can be very astringent and almost like really powerful. Probably the top 4 most powerful detoxification foods to help cleanse our body.
And our body is, with the standard American diet, it's very dehydrated on a cellular level,
Right.
which Dr. Morse teaches
Yes.
about. So you may think of hydration as being your water intake, but it's not exactly how it works, because you absorb hydration through the food that you eat. So when you're eating cooked food and grains and meats and things like that,
Dehydrated foods, basically.
right, it dehydrates your body. So
Right.
when you start eating these live foods that are full of electrical water and electricity,
And enzymes, that's, these minerals and enzymes are what drive that stuff into the cells. So then we get hydrated on a cellular level, not just like water that just goes around our organs and stuff like that. When you start getting hydrated on a cellular level, or they say intracellularly, life just starts to get a little bit different. All of those stiff and tight pains in the neck, all the acids in the body that are created from old foods and debris that's in the body, and acidic metabolic waste, it starts to get flushed out by all of these alkalizing, the opposite of acids, or the alkalizing components to help bring the body into more of a balance, back into homeostasis, so we can live a life that's free of disease and
discomfort. Right?
discomfort. Very good. Yeah, something that where inflammation goes away, and so the foods are really powerful, raw living foods, and getting in these fruits and these vegetables. I mean, and
You start to notice some very interesting things in your body. So your skin becomes cleaner, and it becomes more hydrated and softer and smoother.
Very
If you
much.
have any type of acne, a lot of that will disappear. Like you said, the aches and pains. I used to have back pains and things like that, just from sitting or working out at the gym
Yeah.
and things like that. Just for I don't know how many years I've had that. All that just basically disappeared, and I have none of it. I just feel so much lighter. And another thing off the bat, when you really switch over and you really cut out that standard American diet, if you do it, you can ease into it, or you can really, just go cold
hit
turkey
the
on
gas
it.
pedal. And
But you will lose weight for sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was never too bulky, but I lost 20 to 25 pounds in a month or less. So that's a big difference for me. And
yeah, good point.
It's just most of it I realized was kind of around the midsection, and for the first time I was just starting to see my abs, and it's something you work on at the gym as a guy for our age.
Ladies
for a long
too.
time.
I mean, we had a few ladies who participated on the 7-day reset last year. Who one of them lost 10 pounds, and she said it was like all right around the waist. That it was the baby fat or the baby belly that she had, and she tried everything, and she ate raw living foods. You guys, plant-based, raw living foods, not cooked, not processed, not heated, for 7 days. Smoothies, desserts, like raw living food desserts and salads and things like that for 7 days, and she lost that area. And she wasn't the only one. There was other men and other ladies who lost a few pounds. Some lost 2 pounds,
All
some
types
lost
of
5,
people,
and some
all
lost
types of-
8.
Yeah, all
So-
ages and all types of people
Yeah,
participated in these
it's
resets.
incredible.
It was great.
It's incredible, and it's so it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be very, very simple. You just have to just know what you're doing, or have somebody participate in a group, whether it be the 7-day reset group or another raw food group or community that's organizing something like that. Because when you have the support system in place, and you have somebody who's facilitating the group or mentoring everybody through the process, you kind of get on the spot, or you get information fed to you, and you can it helps to navigate the terrain so you're not kind of left in the dark and like I don't know what to do. You know, you can find support, and that really helps people to to get the results and to make it a little bit more fun.
And having a role model, which is why I contacted Ian in the beginning, because when I started realizing that basically the body functions with a certain fuel, and you know, that's the way I want to be because it just feels amazing. I was like, well, you know, I'm in my 30s and I don't want to be skinny and kind of, you know, the typical vegan mentality that you have, thinking that, well, I'm going to eat like this and I'm going to be skinny and that's it. So I searched and searched and searched, and I found Ian, who is, you know, a bodybuilder basically. So I said, all right, this really breaks the mold and the norm. So if he can do it, I can do it. So I reached out to him, and you've been on this journey for 7 years, and I mean, physique is just, you know, out of this world. And I've only been doing, you know, the rebuilding for a few months, but you know, even after being losing so much weight, now I'm rebuilding clean, lean muscle, and you know,
it shows. You know, I mean, just a short period of time with the right exercise, with getting in enough calories and just getting in enough living foods and enzymes and minerals into the body, you can totally transform. I personally went through a transformation too. It's been almost 8 years now, and I lost 75 pounds, and I went from being a bigger, bulkier, stocky guy, 36.5-inch waist, and then I went down to 170 pounds. I lost 75 pounds, and my pant size went down to 32, 31 on some of my clothes, but pretty remarkable transformation. And I don't even look like the same person. And I'm older. I'm 38 now, and I started this whole journey when I was 30, just turning 30, and I can't tell you how incredible that it's been. This journey has been, and all the things that I've gone through, from the weight loss to the rebuilding the body, and just seeing what's possible when we just give our bodies what it needs. And not everybody is going to do super high raw. Some people I work with, you know, they eat 60, 70, 80% raw, and then they have 20%, 10% that they do however they choose to do it. But one thing that is for sure is the higher you go eating raw living foods, fruits and vegetables in their natural state, nuts and seeds, things like that, the stronger, the more vibrant you'll be, and the more
just the better you'll feel overall. I mean, you're not going to have that food coma or that crash after you eat. You're going to be energized, so you no longer have that you know, sitting at your desk after lunch and kind of like, oh, I need a cup of coffee.
Gotta hit the snooze button. Yeah.
You just have so much more energy all the time, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's a really amazing experience. If you have not tried it, I encourage you to try eating raw for just 7 days. Just see how it works for you, and then go back and try eating cooked food or meat or whatever it is that you do, and you'll see the difference. You know, don't take our word for it. We're just here as specimens who have actually been doing the work and have seen and felt the results, and are now here to talk about it and share it out there with you guys. And hopefully you'll take some tips or something that we may have talked about in this that you can take and apply or try or read about or just explore, experiment with. And of course, if you are interested in any kind of mentoring or learning more about this lifestyle, or maybe even participating on a 7-day reset, you can we'll leave a link below for the website and email address and information on how you can get a hold of myself, and also for Ian if you're interested in the spirituality and psychoactive plants, things like that. These are some areas that he's very knowledgeable in, and can certainly help you navigate the terrain, and possibly, you know, do some work with you, mentoring or connect with you in some way. So we'll be sure to leave all that information. Is there anything we want to share? You know, we'll kind of start to wrap this up. Is there anything any insights you want to?
Yeah, we're like you mentioned in the beginning, we've been spending a week together, and we just realized how many things we have in common, and the passion that we have for bringing our experience to others so that we can help them. Because when, like I said before, when you start to function and live in such a different way than what you
are used to and different from what you think is possible, you really want to reach out and help those that you see that little spark in their eye where it's a little curiosity and they just want more, and they don't know exactly what they want, but you can bring it to them. So we're developing something, maybe a retreat, maybe some sort of a program, something together. So pay attention, and as soon as things come together, we'll reach out to you, and we'd love to get your feedback and see how much of this information is actually interesting to you. You know, we're basically thinking about a kind of a deprogramming what you've learned and what you think, and how to integrate this knowledge and some of the other things that I've learned along the way into your daily lifestyle, so that you can begin to just live life more fulfilling, just living it in HD.
Yes, and be fully awake and in the moment with your experience here while you're on this beautiful planet that we live in, or live on and
Exactly.
in. So thanks for sharing space and time here with me and with all of these folks here who are watching us. We sure appreciate it, and we're going to be probably on a little bit of a video marathon maybe tonight and tomorrow, just to put out some good fun content for people to to dive into. So,
and for me, probably, if anyone's looking for me, you're not going to find much, because I've basically been here in my little rainforest for many years, really digging in deep to everything that didn't make sense to me, to try to figure out what the heck's going on behind the scenes. So, I could blow your mind open, but I gotta give it to you a piece at a time, because it's too much information. So,
well, we're gonna do that. We're gonna bring you some videos sharing a little bit more about some things, and we'll leave a link below on how you can actually get a hold of Ian Hayes and Ian Myers, and then we'll be back with more material, more videos here again soon. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Goodbye for now.
All right.